How's it going, folks? This is P-Tar, and I'll be doing a playthrough of Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 2.
What do you say? Should we have... My friends and I have plenty of experience. Well then, choose us. Okay, let's try the next one.
So this was basically my favorite Dragon Ball Z video game growing up. I had Budokai 2 as the first game that I ever had as a Dragon Ball Z game for the PlayStation 2.
Goku and his friends have successfully
and so I really like Budokai 2 because I really enjoyed the fusions and playing as Super Boo and Super Boo's extra absorptions, like absorptions that didn't happen in the actual Dragon Ball timeline. And I knew that they didn't happen even though I hadn't seen Dragon Ball Z in full until years later, because, you know, the internet couldn't support you know, full-length videos like that yet. It was still like the early 2000s, you know, I was a 90s kid, so I couldn't go on the internet and watch all the episodes of Dragon Ball Z. I had to wait, you know, and I had some of the DVDs. I didn't have any of the Ocean Dub VHS cassettes, and then I'd only seen bits and pieces of Tree of Might and some of the Ocean Dub. I'd mainly seen, like, the Cell Saga and the Majin Buu Saga. I really like Dragon Ball Z, but there was a thing where my mother didn't want me to watch Dragon Ball Z because she thought it was too violent, and then my dad eventually stepped in and said, no, let it toughen him up a little bit. And then I started watching Dragon Ball Z more when I was like 11 or 12. I was born in '95. So,
So the Green Man thinks he's pretty tough.
You're not Kakarot.
What? His power is...
I am the Green Man. Team 4-star abridged. His power is more enormous than my schnoz. Level 228, I love it. You know, this is my save file, so my character's level 78, which is decent. Anything above 50 is 10 on almost every stat with the Z items. So I chose to do it on moderate difficulty because I don't play this game as much as I used to. When I was a little kid, I played this game all the freaking time. You know, I had this game on release. I had Budokai Tenkiachi on release. I didn't get Budokai. I got Budokai 3 the Christmas it came out, like the year it came out. Even if it was like months and months and months later. I just remember like whatever like the first Christmas season was with it being available, I got it. Budokai 3. But yeah, I really like Budokai 2. Those are my favorites growing up. Years later, I got Budokai 1 because my family friend Joey had Budokai 1, and when I saw that it had the grade levels of Super Saiyan, I was like, oh my gosh, I just have to have it. And I didn't get it till after I had the Tenkaichi series, and the first Tenkaichi only had a couple of the graded Super Saiyans. I think it had, right, but it, maybe it had the same amount. Let me think, 'cause I guess there's only 2, right? And it had more because it had Broly's Legendary Super Saiyan, SS2, and shit like that. I should have went with a light grenade. You know, on second thought, maybe 2 difficulty is good, because like I said, I'm actually struggling here. Wow. Oh, I beat it. Wow, okay, I thought I was gonna end the... I was silent there, guys, because I was thinking to myself, I was like, oh, I'm gonna, just delete this. I don't remember what the objective was. I'm sure you'll see it when you play the video and you'll read the objective and realize that I beat it. And then, wow. Right, of course, because Piccolo lost that fight. Okay, so I guess maybe it was the time limit, but I thought the time limit said infinite.
Why has this dark
That's why I looked at that too. I looked at the time limit. Impossible. Yeah, if it wasn't for Goku visiting his friends, Piccolo would have died there. Most likely, because Piccolo wouldn't have, like, allowed him to, leave him helpless. Like, he would have fought back if it wasn't for Goku. He didn't know it was Goku. But if it wasn't for Goku, what I'm saying, I guess what I'm saying is if Raditz started attacking, Piccolo wouldn't let him walk away. Sorry for the clarification. I'm just a little off-put by the fact that I'm trying to read the dialogue and, like, listen to the music and stuff in the background at the same time.
You mean you don't know? First of all, you are not from this planet. You were born on the planet Vegeta. You are part
Yep,
of
the beginning of Z, you know, the big spoilers, you know, I didn't watch Dragon Ball until years later, you know. As a proud DBZ fan, I've seen, all of Dragon Ball. I've seen everything except for the original Eradicate to destroy this. No, Plan to Eradicate the Saiyajins. The original one, I never saw that. I saw like bits and pieces on YouTube. But I did see the remake in Raging Blast 2 because I had Raging Blast 2 for the Xbox 360. So I've basically seen it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know what happens. And I also have never seen the 2013 movie where Vegeta's brother Tarbell is introduced. I think it's called Yo Son Goku Friends in Return. Yo, Son Goku and Friends Return. I'm a higher level than the character. Survive as long as you can. Watch me beat it. Watch me beat it because he's only level 77.
Ready? Fight!
Take this!
I have more health than he does. Boom. And I don't have the Kaioken locked. It's unlocked. That'd be something. I think you should have your... Well, I mean, in newer games, they just would give them different attacks, and you'd be able to customize the attacks. But at the time that you couldn't customize attacks, that was the one thing I didn't like about the Tenkaichi series, speaking of. Because the Budokai series, you chose your transformations, your extra items, and your attacks all from the same roster of options. So it was all on the same list. You know, you had to combine all of your desires. And you only had so much room. Having all of it available at once was great, and I liked that, but you had less options. The options were still pretty good, you know. Like, you can't use the Dragon Fist with Goku in his base form, but you could do it in Budokai 3. At least it's called Dragon Fist. You don't see Shenron, so it's like a weaker Dragon Fist, kind of. But that was definitely an attack in Budokai 3. Ooh, he ran right into the weed. Yeah, like I said, folks, still on blue health, above green, above where he started, and I beat it. You know, so I'm not that bad at this game. And all you had to do is, it actually might end before I could beat him. Yeah, it's gonna end before I beat him. Because I'm gonna be stunned, I'm gonna try to get up. Yeah, time's up, yeah. Yeah, that'd be horrible. So I'm still halfway decent at this game. I still play it every once in a while. All I really do are tournaments and course battles. I don't really play story mode. So you know, me recording this, I'm not a big gamer, and I'm gonna have flaws as I initially start, and I'll get used to it as I do it. But I'm doing this more for myself, and if people enjoy it, that's great. I'll give my little commentaries, my experience with Dragon Ball.
We have no choice but to fight.
You won't get away with this. But this is more for me an excuse to play the Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 2 Story Mode, because to this day, I think it's a better story mode than any other game put together. Even Kakarot, because Kakarot, I didn't like the fighting system, I'd rather play this. right? And of course Piccolo comes on the scene. Of course, like, my experience with Dragon Ball, I've seen like bits and pieces of like the Namek Saga. Like, I really wasn't allowed to watch Dragon Ball in the early 90s. It was more the 2000s, and by the 2000s it was already in the Cell Saga. So you know, the first time I ever saw any of this was Cartoon Network's Dragon Ball Z Uncut, the re-release of everything where they did the remastered sets. But watching Dragon Ball Z, it was uncut for like a year and a half, 2 years, and then they released the remastered sets with the uncut that they recorded. But Dragon Ball Z Uncut, when that came out, it was like 10 o'clock at night on Cartoon Network. Every night I was watching it, and I loved the heck out of the Saiyan Saga. I knew, of course, from the very beginning that Piccolo was a good guy, so I wasn't sure what he was doing. But I hadn't seen all of Dragon Ball. I didn't see the part where Piccolo came in, unfortunately, so I had no clue about
You know
Piccolo.
why I'm here. Give me back my son.
Yeah, but you know, reading the Saiyan Saga, I didn't know everything that happens. I had the manga as well, but you know, watching it, I wasn't expecting Goku to die. And of course, that's a spoiler. Yeah, Goku dies. All right, so what are my fight conditions? Win. Okay, this one I actually have to win. Okay.
Ready?
But yeah, and then I went into, and I was hoping they were going to redub the whole thing. I was really hoping they'd redo the whole fucking thing. Got a little excited there, you know, I'm going to try to keep cursing to a minimal. I don't like cursing too much. I'll do it, like, but... Goku dying, of course, was a good thing in disguise. You know, so it didn't come up yet. I've been using the Kaioken attack. He shouldn't canonically be able to use that yet, obviously, because he hasn't trained with King Kai. But you know, the Kaioken attack was such a great concept to me, because by the time he used Kaioken times 3. And I'm going to say Kaioken and not Kaioken, because I grew up with the Dragon Ball Z Uncut dub, and of course the Ocean dub before that, they both said Kaioken. I get that it's Kaioken, but I don't know, it just sounds weird to me because of nostalgia. I just can't do that, I'm sorry. If that bothers you, just ignore it, it's not that big of a deal. I'm not an otaku, I'm sorry. Shit, I didn't have enough energy. I should say in Italian mild swear words. Menage. Cavolo. It means cabbage. It's like a kiddish like swear word. It's like what like little kids say, like, oh darn it. Like it's like that. Like even darn it's a curse word to some people, you know, that's like, oh cabbage.
Share your energy with me.
I'll kill you quickly.
Let's see if I get him with the Spirit Bomb.
Now you've done it.
Shit. Why can't I use the Spirit Bomb? I used Give Me Energy. It's in the sky! I see it!
You're not getting away with that. Here it comes. Go!
Now I can use it. See, that's so weird, guys. That shouldn't have happened to me. I should have won already because, I had descending blue health. I successfully went up to full max power. But I couldn't charge anymore. And for some reason, I just couldn't, get the blasted thing to get me to use the Spirit Bomb. I got robbed. That was really weird. I hope my PlayStation 2 isn't crapping out of me, because of course, yes, I am. I don't think you can play this on any other platform. They never re-released it. I know they released Budokai 1 and 3 on the Xbox 360, and I got that just because I wanted to have the better graphics. But I don't have as much unlocked on the Xbox 360 system, because I, of course, have an Xbox X. And, yeah, Goku dies here. That was such a surprise to me. But of course, I know that there are Dragon Balls, so I don't think I was really familiar with the once you die you can't come back thing. And I was unsure about the reason why Goku was dead during the beginning of the Majin Buu saga. I wasn't really clear about that. And then I found out whenever I don't know offhand, and I'm not going to stop to Google it now. Whenever Legacy of Goku 2 came out, Buu's Fury. Whenever Buu's Fury came out, that was when I found out that he died at the end of the Cell game. I didn't even know that. Right, so then, Piccolo trains Gohan, and those were some interesting moments, like, you know, and it was an interesting side of Piccolo, because Piccolo is so peaceful in later Dragon Ball Z. So me seeing him this raw, this remnant of the evil King Piccolo that he once was, in Piccolo is, you know, a different take. It changed my views on him. Now I understood why he was so serious. You know, he used to be such a pimp. Just wanted everything for himself. Sorry, a mafioso. He wanted to be the capo di tutti i capi. He wanted to be the boss. He wanted to be the godfather of the whole planet.
Your every waking moment will be devoted.
Also, I'm recording this on a USB drive. I'm not sure how much room this is going to go for. I'm probably going to play for a total of about an hour and a half at most. And then take it out, because I'm sure that my USB will be near its maximum. I have more data in my computer, and I could transfer the file over and then, you know, because I can't, there's no sound recording on a PlayStation 2, and I'm not in a chat or anything on the PlayStation 2, you know, so there's no way to record. I have to externally record my voice on the computer as I play, and the timing's probably going to be a second or two off. But I'll try to get it right, depending on when I start speaking and when I start recording. Piccolo rushes back to Gohan's location. Right, the first time he turned into a great ape. Yeah, you know, and that was really something, you know, because by the time Dragon Ball Z Uncut, the first season, came out, I had already seen and had some of the manga volumes for Dragon Ball. So I knew about the ape factor, you know. I didn't really like it at first because I thought, you know, the ape form was a lot more stupid than the Super Saiyan. I thought Super Saiyan was awesome, and of course Super Saiyan 3 I thought was the coolest thing in the world. Man, playing in this game and in Budokai Tenkaichi, I'm sorry, in Buu's Fury, playing in this game and Buu's Fury as a Super Saiyan 3 was the most satisfying thing as a kid. I was upset that Dragon Ball GT Transformation, the game that was supposed to be the sequel to Buu's Fury, ooh, 13,000. I hit him with a good special move cannon. So if you charge, it's worth it. But for quicker attacks, use the light grenade as Piccolo. And I remembered that, you know, so... See, there you go, killed him. 140,000, wow. Never mind, the light grenade is far superior. 140,000. You know, but the light grenade is a technique he developed much later. And you can use Special Beam Cannon with less energy or ki than the light grenade. So, but I mean, if you do the Special Beam Cannon immediately instead of holding it down, it only does like 3,000 damage. Which is like maybe a quarter of a bar. Yeah, you know, and I was mildly let down with the Goku versus Frieza fight. I didn't think it was all the hype people made it out to be. I thought Goku versus Cell was much better. And of course, Super Saiyan 3 Goku versus Kid Buu were all respectively better. Heck, you know, this is controversial. I even think that Goku versus, not Tapion the Brave, lol, not him.
This fight.
Pycon, sorry, yeah. Oh gosh, do I have to beat myself? Yep. See, the pain in my freaking culo with this is gonna be the pain ass missions. Oh, it's a survival. Okay.
Ready? Fight!
Oh, I hate that. I ran into it. That should finish him. Yeah, but these games, you know, you have to realize, these games set the bar for real, like, especially for me. You know, I like, you know, the only thing that came even close, and I don't think beat it in general with the rise of the Xbox 360 Raging Blast games that had customizable attacks, which was the one flaw I thought from transitioning from Budokai to Budokai Tenkaichi was, not custom, because I could think of a couple extra attacks here and there that they could have allowed you to swap between. Shit, this brought me off guard. And I fucking let them out. Shit, I couldn't get out of the way in time. See, like, this isn't a fun mission, you know, just... Fighting Nappa's gonna be fun. But this isn't fun. Also, I noticed the key, at least for me, the key for winning in Kakarot is to spam the living hell out of Blast Barrage. I forget what it's called, Key Blast Volley or something like that. Whatever the heck they call it. You know, just spamming the living heck out of that seems to be my key to victory. Because all the attacks barely do anything in damage. You have so much health as compared to super attack damage. And even physical attack combos don't do that much. If I'm getting close to death, I'll Neo Tri-Beam. But it's not worth it right now. Not when I could brag that I won with just Tien. I haven't played in a while. Okay, so Solar Flare and Wild Sense. Tri-Beam does so much damage. Tien's not bad. He doesn't have any fancy transformations, but, you know, bare bones, like, he competes. He really does. Yeah, you know, it's just like, it's such a shame to talk about Dragon Ball Z, you know, because unless, you know, look, I'll be looking forward to maybe doing a Let's Play for Budokai Tenkaichi 4. I'm really happy that that's coming out. Negated the fuck out of this attack. Sorry.
What's wrong? Man!
He could break my defense. That's true, though. You got to think about that. Yajirobe's sword pierced Vegeta's Saiyan armor. So that's a neat little trick that, you know, Yajirobe has lower health and he can't fly, but his sword does some pretty piercing damage through your defense. Beat it with just Tien. I should get extra points for that. See, newer video games, you might get extra points for that. Oh, and I leveled up Chaozu and Yamcha. Okay. Even though they didn't do anything. White cheddar popcorners.
I'm not gonna fight!
If that's all you've got, you should just leave. I've got some serious training to do. there, Goku! I have an excellent training partner for you today. It's my lucky day. Looks like I get to finish you off a second time, don't I?
I hate to spoil your fun, but I don't think we can die twice, right?
You have nothing to fear, so go at it, you two!
Ready?
Sorry about that. I just love white cheddar popcorns. They're a delicious snack, and white cheddar is so delicious. You know, I pride myself on being Italian, but white cheddar's English. Hold on a second. Let me just make sure my computer doesn't shut off. Okay, yeah, my screen was, you know, from 30 minutes of inactivity. See, the Kaioken attack is useful because it's a rush attack, but it doesn't do the kind of damage that, or at least my Tien does. You would think, like, my Goku's a much higher level.
Share your energy with me! Here it comes! Go!
No! I can't believe it! Defeated by Kakarot!
I almost can't believe it myself! I've really powered up!
Yes! Well done, Goku! You've improved even more than I expected! Listen, the enemy is even stronger than we imagined. You can't afford to hold back, even for a second!
Thanks for everything, King Kai. If this doesn't work, I'll come see you again!
Alright, so we got 30 minutes left.
There! Something to pass the time, huh?
Oh, there we go, Vegeta Nappa.
Six of them. Well, we'll let these fools fight one by one. We'll make a game out of it. Fine then, I'll go first. All right, come at me!
Only two, huh? Let's do what the Dragon Ball Z canon says.
Ready? Fight!
It's great because Tien has a high power and a low power attack. What? Inconsistencies with the computer at level 2. Sometimes it does like a 40 roll, sometimes it does like a 60, 80, or 100 or more roll. I've seen it do over 100 roll on Free 2 difficulty. I should not have to wear my hand out that much. Ha! Hit him that time. Tri-beam is a much greater range. Yeah, but this is the first time they put as much effort into a three-dimensional Dragon Ball game like that ever. Sagas was a complete disaster. This game was a complete success, and I think everybody pretty much acclaimed that. I'm pretty sure it's critically acclaimed that way, that the Tenkaichi series, for the most part, aside from the first, was a complete masterpiece. And even the first was just the beta test. Right? You know, like, that was just to get the money for enhancing the project. And I was happy I paid into it, because it was worth it. People like me who thought that the announcement of Dragon Ball Z having as many characters as they promised in a three-dimensional Dragon Ball Z fighting game, with open world, or not, well, you know, like, a three-dimensional map. Not quite open world, but a three-dimensional map. Was just something I had to have. And I'm glad I got to try the beta. You know, I think that's kind of what it is. Budokai Tenkaichi was the official beta. You know, because they didn't have, you know, and they redid that with Xenoverse, too. Xenoverse didn't have any transformations either, and then they brought transformations back for Xenoverse 2. But Xenoverse 2 lacked, like, Broly's transformations. You only have Legendary Super Saiyan, yeah, and, you know, and this was a sad point in the story, back to the story. You know, when Yamcha died, you know, Bulma was really upset by that. I'm sure if you guys at home watching this saw the Saiyan Saga in order after watching Dragon Ball. Although you couldn't, you know, it depends. Like, I mean, if you saw the Ocean dub, you're probably in the same boat as me. Not too many, as much as, like, people like to say, like, oh, I saw Dragon Ball in order back in the day. Like, you know, did you really? Because the amount of people that had unofficial early Dragon Ball subbed, because there was no dub, the subbed edition Dragon Ball were few and far between before Funimation started dubbing it. And they didn't start dubbing it until, like, the late Cell Saga, I think. Early Majin Vegeta Saga. Somewhere around there. For a long time, they were not dubbing Dragon Ball. I remember they were, like I said, I started watching around the Cell Saga. I convinced my mother that because Dragon Ball was Goku as a kid, it was less violent because he's a kid. And so she let me watch Dragon Ball first, before I could watch Dragon Ball Z in full. And that excuse actually worked. She just kind of like trusted me on it. You know, it's a shame, and I say it's a shame like jokingly, but if that had been Dragon Ball uncensored, like, you know, imagine what my mother would have thought. You know, they of course censored Dragon Ball for, you know, Cartoon Network, like, you know, PG rated consumption. And you know, rightfully so. I mean, because Dragon, like, I remember as a little kid, I didn't really, you know, light balls didn't drop until later, like around like 15, 16. So maybe like 13 I think at the earliest. Of course, they didn't really drop yet. I just started getting interested in girls at 13, I think. But you know, like, you know, seeing the perversion of Dragon Ball at like 12, you know, I thought it was like, you know, unnecessary, especially with the nudity of Goku. You know, like I just thought it was so unnecessary. That's Toriyama, I guess, for you. That's his one flaw. I mean, I have to respect the guy for designing a show that set the pace for a lot of other action series. Like, My Adventures with Superman. After I'm done recording this, I'm going to go play me some My Adventures with Superman. Or not play me, but watch me. I'm still thinking video games, so my mind is subconsciously thinking play video games. It's funny. Wow. Destructo Disc could kill him with full health. I think I only hit him twice. I think it would have killed him even at full health.
Let's do as you wish and bring an end to this game. All right, time for some fun. The ground is shaking.
Tien, my telekinesis won't work.
Also, as a kid, I really enjoyed the cutscenes. It really lets you know the context of what's going on in full. So it's like playing through the Budokai Tenkaichi 2 storyline. I would have known all the events of Dragon Ball. I just would have wanted to have seen the TV series to see it in full. You know, because I did have the game back in the day. You know, thank goodness I have a PS2.
Ready? There you are! Watch me! Nowhere to run. Be gone!
See, you know, I thought maybe at close range it would work, but Piccolo's ultimate attack always sucked. I wonder if there's a consensus on that. I haven't really seen any playthroughs of Budokai Tenkaichi 2. You know, I don't know. I've never really just watched the playthrough of Dragon Ball Z early video games. Mostly newer stuff to check it out. Yeah, so, I didn't really like the Sidemen that much, but of course I like Vegeta and Appa, and I thought it was cool that Vegeta was a villain. Made me wonder how they were going to write his character throughout the series. It takes too long. Wasted all 4 blast stocks. It was in my face the whole time, just blast him.
So this
Wasn't really sure how Chaozu died because, you know, I mean, I don't think I even used him. Like I said, not until the era of Dragon Ball Z Uncut.
What is this?
My dad is coming!
Never! Finish them! I don't want these pests getting in the way! I'm going to enjoy this!
use Krillin because this is probably going to be the last match. Survive as long as you can. Maybe I'll play one more.
Ready?
Just to be different, play as Krillin. Krillin's secondary sucks. I was itching my foot there. Well, the reason why Krillin ran away like that, but it worked out. I got the first blow. Always itch your foot. Even if you're like driving in the car or operating a nuclear engine, you should always take the time to itch your foot. If you couldn't tell, that was sarcasm. I would not recommend doing that while operating a nuclear engine. Driving the car, as long as you're drunk. As long as you're drunk, then it's okay in the car. Because then it's the least of your problems. Officer, I was itching my foot. Yeah, well, you're also drunk as fuck, so you're gonna lose your fucking license. I don't think you go to jail for that. I was gonna say you're going to jail. You're not going to jail. But you are probably losing your license for a little while. I'm surprised that broke his guard. I guess he isn't that stacked with Z items. I forgot this was a survival. I was actually going for the win. There we go. Time's up. Imagine Krillin was that tough. Nappa was like, "Holy motherfucker! This bald human is incredibly tough. For all the humans this tough?" Equal in power to me. That's insane.
No! Piccolo!
Gohan. Goodbye, my friend. Thank you.
Yeah, Piccolo's death, I almost cried. It was touching that he sacrificed himself for Gohan. Even though I knew he comes back, it was still really touching, just like the second death of Goku. I thought the second death was a lot more emotional. Especially since when I saw the anime, watching the whole series when I got the season sets, it was just incredible to see, the fact that Goku supposedly couldn't come back and he did it anyway. Of course, I know he comes back to life because I played Boost Fury, but that's besides the point. Alright, that was 2 minutes. 1 or 2 more. I love this music. I thought it was masterfully done. I love the Budokai Tenkaichi 2 soundtrack. It was 3 minutes for survival.
Fight!
Let's see how long it takes me. It's not itching my foot. Gohan is overpowered in this game, except for the fact that he has low health. Other than that, he's a phenomenal character. Budokai Tenkaichi 3's ultimate finish for Kid Gohan's a little bit better. He does the Super Mazenko that he uses on Frieza, the giant one, and yeah, that's the finish in Budokai Tenkaichi 3. So Budokai Tenkaichi 3 did make some improvements, but I thought the story mode was better for Budokai Tenkaichi 2 because it was more, it was longer. It was just longer in general. And it had more, you know, story related. Like, there were some essentials missing from the playbook of Budokai Tenkaichi 3. Like, some of the essentials are missing, like Super Saiyan 3, Goku versus Boo, like, I think even, like, Trunks versus Cell, like, versus Perfect Cell, not Imperfect. There's a number of them that I caught in my mind that were missing, but yeah, it has much less story mode missions. Are we doing it on time? Okay, maybe. So it takes about like 2 or 3 minutes
I'm sorry.
for a fight. Alright, this is definitely the last one.
So you finally showed up.
When Goku got to the battlefield, it was like, man,
What's with
like
that
all
look on your
hell was
face?
gonna break loose. Like, I knew Goku was gonna be pissed, and of course he was, and man, he kicked some serious ass. Goku. Yeah, Goku time. Hopefully all of you have seen Team 4 Star's Dragon Ball Z Abridged. If you haven't, typed in Team 4 TFS DBZ Abridged. Great series. It's a parody of Dragon Ball. Unfortunately... Oh, my screen blanked out for a second. Okay, that's why I got attacked like that and didn't do anything, folks. Yeah, it blanked out. I thought my PlayStation 2 crashed or something. I was so nervous. Okay, anyway, back to the fight. No sense in going to full power if I can't even do the Spirit Ball. I don't have 2 blast stock.
Share your energy with me.
Now I do. Definitely got the Spirit Ball up. Yep, I can see it. I just saw it. Alright. So now I just need to get to full power.
Getting away with that. Here it comes.
Piece of cake. Eat this. Spirit Bomb. Ooh, and I cracked the earth. I love that level of detail with the games. I know Budokai 3 did it as well, but I was happy that they brought it back. You couldn't do it in Budokai Tenkaichi, but you could do it in Budokai Tenkaichi 2. I don't think you could do it in Budokai Tenkaichi 3. I'm like 99% sure you can. Finish him just like the anime with the Kaioken attack, just like that, break his back. Ooh, a Powerball. That's a great item, by the way, folks. The Powerball, the blue, I mean the purple Patara earring, Oh, that's his Powerball. That's an item. You get items. I know I didn't mention that, but of course, like Zenny is the money. Experience gain, 97, like we talked about level ups, like that happened earlier. The Powerball is the item that when you combine it with a character becomes a Great Ape. So that's how you unlock the Great Apes. You combine Powerball with the unlocked character in your Z items. So there you go, major key. So that's great so that mission right there gives you Powerballs. Use it over and over again to get your Powerballs, because it's an easy mission. You just play as Goku, you beat Nappa, and then you get your Powerball for the Great Ape transformation.
You guys have done enough. Just leave it to me now.
Yeah, see, Goku
Go
defeats
back
Nappa
to
in an
Master
instant and
Roshi's
prepares to face the ruthless Saiyan Prince Vegeta.
So, Kakarot, do you intend to fight?
You know, and then all hell's about to break loose. Goku versus
Makes
Vegeta.
no difference to me.
Round 1. And that is where we'll pick it up next time. So, I shall see you all later. Ciao, state bon.